Thank you, Congresswoman. The next witness is Congresswoman Wilson. She represents the 17th Congressional District, which, as I understand, includes Sanford, Florida. Previously, she served in the Florida House of Representatives from 1999 to 2002 and in the Florida Senate from 2003 to 2010. Congresswoman Wilson, thank you for joining us today, and proceed.
Thank you. It represents Miami, where Trayvon is from. He was murdered in Sanford. Thank you. Thank you, Chairman Durbin, Ranking Member Graham, and Senator Blumenthal, and other members of the subcommittee. I thank you for inviting me to testify today on the issue of racial profiling. Last week, after 45 days, an arrest was finally made in the shooting death of my constituent, Trayvon Martin. Trayvon was a 17-year-old boy walking home from a store. He was unarmed and simply walking with Skittles and iced tea. He went skiing in the winter and horseback riding in the summer. His brother and best friend is a senior at Florida International University of Miami, a middle-class family, but that didn't matter. He was still profiled, followed, chased, and murdered. This case has captured international attention and will go down in history as a textbook example of racial profiling. His murder affected me personally, and it broke my heart again. I have buried so many young black boys, it is extremely traumatizing for me. When my own son, who is now a school principal, learned how to drive, I bought him a cell phone because I knew he would be profiled, and he was. He is still fearful of law enforcement and what they might do when he is driving. I have 3 grandsons, a 1, a 3, and a 5-year-old. I hope we can solve this issue before they receive a driver's license. I pray for them even now. There's a real tension between black boys and the police, not perceived, but real. If you walk into any inner city school and ask the students, have you ever been racially profiled? Everyone will raise their hands, boys and girls. They've been followed as they shop in stores. They've been stopped by the police for no apparent reason. And they know at a young age that they will be profiled. I'm a staunch child advocate. I don't care what color the child is. I was a school principal, a school board member, a state legislator, and now in Congress. I desperately care about my welfare of all children. They are my passion. But I've learned from my experiences that black boys in particular are at risk. Years of economic and legal disenfranchisement, the legacy of slavery and Jim Crow have led to serious social, economic, and criminal justice disparities and fueled prejudice against black boys and men. Trayvon Martin was a victim of this legacy that has led to fear, this legacy that has led to the isolation of black males. This legacy has led to racial profiling. Trayvon was murdered by someone who thought he looked suspicious. I established the Council on the Social Status of Black Men and Boys in the state of Florida when I was in the state Senate. I believe we need a council or commission like this on the national and federal level. Everyone should understand that our entire society is impacted. A federal commission on the social status of black men and boys should be established specifically to focus on alleviating, correcting the underlying causes of higher rates of school expulsions and suspensions, homicides, incarcerations, poverty, violence, drug abuse, as well as income, health, and educational disparities among black males. I have spent 20 years building a mentoring and dropout prevention program for at-risk boys in Miami-Dade County Public Schools. It's called the 5,000 Role Models of Excellence Project. Boys are taught not only how to be productive members of society by emulating mentors who are role models in the community, they're also taught how to respond to racial profiling. It is sad reality that we have to teach boys these things just to survive in their own communities, but we do. We need to have a national conversation about racial profiling now, not later. The time is now to stand up and address these issues and then fight injustice that exists throughout our nation. Enough is enough. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Congresswoman. Unless my colleagues have